And you know what that leads into my next fact?
Okay, tell me.
Because
Okay.
the song was by who?
By Queen.
Yes, guess what my next fact's about?
The
It's
Queen.
about queens.
Well, no.
No, not at all. It's about space.
Yeah, well, it's about. I once came across, no pun intended. I was actually.
The amount of times you've said came or come this entire episode. We should have a counter.
You're gonna make him giggly.
my previous life in career was in game shows and some quizzy type things, and I was always having to come up with questions for the show, and so I was always on Wikipedia and looking at things. And then the thing there was this thing which caught my eye. It was the thing called the queening stool. Do you know about the queening stool?
No.
Do you know about the queening stool? My goodness me, queening stool. All right, so the queening stool. Well, it's going to get a bit, PG, etc. But a queening stool.
Oh yes, right.
We're there now.
Yeah.
Yes. The queening stool is like so for a lady to sit on. It's a chair thing. It's got a hole in, and it's for the man to apply oral stimulation.
I think I need to get one.
To the ladies.
It's just like a convenient.
Yeah.
Is it just like a whole like?
Wow.
The whole.
Well, yeah, you see, that's the thing.
I want Ryan to continue describing this because his discomfort is what's actually getting me on.
Fantastic.
Turns out I've got a fetish. Please keep describing this intimately. I don't quite understand what you mean.
He's got a
Ryan.
fetish for door-to-door JW is coming in. Okay, that's not funny. Might be. It actually is. Oh no. So yes, indeed. If you would like to go on the front or the back, there's probably the option of it. But what?
I have no idea what you're talking about,
Me
Ryan.
neither.
Please describe more in detail.
No, so I told you to apply oral stimulation to the naked lady who's sitting.
Orals with your ears, right? I don't know, that's oral. What's oral?
Yeah, so with the mouth or the tongue, etc. And so she the lady. So it's not a big stool. It's not like a high chair. It's not like a bar stool. It's a stool probably.
I don't think you could have a high chair because in a high chair, there's only two kinds of people that sit in a high chair, and that's toddlers and tennis umpires. And no one should have a fetish for either of those things.
Well,
it's
tennis,
frowned upon.
I don't know, tennis umpire. Yeah, fucking wow. Imagine an umpire's chair. Hey.
Anyway, please do continue.
Not the risk of being seen, the risk of falling off.
Love, juice.
That was very good.
I'm here all month.
Very good. All right. So the queening stool. So it's a chair, and then you put it on. And then the guy or the person's head is in there, and then the one sitting, there's a hole, and the sit, and then you can apply.
There's no need to be so graphic.
You can apply your thing. So, but I think basically,
is your fact that such a thing exists?
No. So there's a story. I know that such a thing does exist.
Okay.
And I remember I stumbled upon this fact. Historically, there's pictures of them and everything. So I wanted to go into the history of the queening stool. Queening because she's like, so it is a bit dominatrixy, sort of. I'm the queen, so you will. You'll pleasure me.
I will sit here in comfort while you. Yeah.
Yes, and all of that. And there were drawings and shit, and I was like, fucking wow. Like, is this like ancient British royals?
Were they like in magazines under your bed? Or?
No, they were on the internet. But the drawings from like
not on incognito.
He's not on incognito. That's what everybody must remember. Everything he's looked up is recorded and captured by Google.
I'll tell you what was quite disappointing is I couldn't find anything in the history of queening stools when I'm actually trying to get up a fact for the history of queening stools. But and then it just led me to another thing called queening, and then another thing called face sitting.
So did you not maybe make this up in your head, Ryan?
No. So now so I've got a fact here, which it kind of redirected you to face sitting.
Okay.
Please describe this in detail for me, Ryan.
Did you see Borat? Did you see Borat, the movie? Borat.
No, I'm not gonna.
When the big
definitely not going to let you get away with describing
the big fat guy fucking sits on his. It's hysterical. But my fact is, in 2014, the British government announced a ban on the depiction of various sex acts in hardcore pornography for the internet.
In what year?
2014.
Oh, holy shit.
Yeah. Ostensibly, the bill sought to protect women from sex acts that were violent or unsafe and banned a wide variety of sex practices, including face-sitting, strangulation, and fisting. So
what is the Queen's
basically
Stool got to do with any of this?
Well, it's under the umbrella
oh, I see.
of face-sitting.
Oh, I see. So you were like, oh, I see. What you were trying to do was you were trying to distract us from the fact that you were looking up stuff that's actually been banned by talking about something else.
I was
trying to explain how you got to this filth porn.
No,
sure, Ryan, whatever.
Pictures, then I did eventually stumble upon like a painting. It's a chap called Heinrich Lassault from 1840
of the
1897. This is what it says about Heinrich Lassault. Was a German genre painter and illustrator. He was a prolific
Which German.
He was a
the German.
He was a prolific pornographer in his spare time with an emphasis of. This is in Wikipedia with an emphasis on anal lingus, which is very odd.
Okay, wait, hang on. When was he?
He lived between 1840 and 1897.
A pornographer back then had to paint pornography.
Yeah.
And then there's this picture.
There's probably good money in it.
Where that chap is sitting on that lady's from 1911, and he just called it Making Love.
Okay, but so now your fact is that 2014 they banned
the British government.
The depiction
choking,
of,
fisting,
things like So they mentioned strangulation. It's not nice. Go all the way. Go all the way. Go all the way.
I mean, was there a reason for this particular ban? Was it like somebody died making pornography?
No,
of this kind of
I don't know, but they were like protecting women. Oh, you know what's hysterical? What's hysterical is the reaction.
Patronizing to me.
The reaction is hysterical because it says, well, yeah, funny. Protests against the law were held outside the Palace of Westminster, with protesters saying the law does not reflect the wishes of the public.
Yeah, I mean, clearly. Are
you clutching your magazines for safety while this goes through?
I mean, to be honest, that's
my fact. So
that sounds like everything the government does. Yeah.
Was I getting it 100%? Did I make some stuff up? In 2014 did the British government ban face-sitting in hardcore pornography?
So Tyler, what I got to warn you about is Ryan has got this uncanny ability. What he'll do is he'll read you something that is 100% factual, and then he'll add a tiny element of lie, and then call the whole thing a lie as a result. So if he's now said fisting, choking, face-sitting may not be illegal. It may be these other things that are illegal. Ryan prides himself on this kind of sneakiness.
Or was it 2014?
Yeah, well, right, yeah, it was 2011 or something.
I feel like it was more like 1914.
Yeah, I mean, you would hope. But then people wouldn't come out and stand outside the palaces of Westminster.
It is what the public wants.
Yeah.
Give us our face-sitting, madam.
Give us our fisting.
Yeah. Please, life is so hard. Let people sit on my face.
Oh no, you've now made me doubt my initial answer.
What was your initial answer?
You were just
That
like,
it was gonna
absolutely
be
true,
true.
right? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, no, my initial answer was also absolutely true. I just know Ryan as a very sneaky liar.
Okay.
I know Ryan to be a very sneaky liar.
I think it's true because, I mean, wasn't that around the time of like, because you said it was to protect women, right? That was around the time that like women's rights were definitely up and like everyone was like, yes, Me Too. Was that before the Me Too movement?
No, yeah, I mean.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like to me, it sounds like it could be a 2014 thing. I'm just now concerned about the small details.
The small print. And the thing is, I think Ryan told the whole story about the queening stool.
To distract us.
To distract us and be like, oh, your face sitting is how I got into this. So therefore face sitting must be banned. You see?
I'm going to keep quiet on this one.
Which means if...
No, please don't.
Sitting on someone's face is not that dangerous.
No, but look, the laws of any country are made by people who... Like, whose sexual norms are from 70 years ago.
That is very fair.
Except for Uncle Gwedimantashe, who we have discovered is fiercely disgusting.
Yeah.
I'm still going to go with true. Because you know what? I trust you. It's
all
the
right,
glasses
I do
and
not
the
trust
magazines
you. Yeah, no,
and the tie.
Yeah, no, I do not trust you. I think you're filth. I'm absolutely. I'm gonna. Yeah, no. I showing me Jesus's face is not gonna help in this instance. You're a liar, Ryan. You've lied about something. you've lied about something. That somewhere along the lines of that story, there is a filth lie, and you're going to hell for it. And I want to know what it is.
I have hope.
Well, this time around, it's the truth.
Ah!
Yes, the British government 2014 banned in the depiction of hardcore pornography acts of sort of dangerous violence, which included things like fisting and strangulation and face sitting.
Okay, is it still banned to this day, or was it just for that short amount of time?
I didn't finish reading.
No, I mean, I would guess once
Well, the
you've made a
process
law in
must have been-
2014, you haven't really repealed it by 2022,
It
right?
might be. You never,
Yeah, it
with the
doesn't-
way that sexual advances have been going.
I mean, they've only been going backward, right?
Fair.
Like
at
the
this
freedom,
point. At
yeah.
this point, we're not going to even
Yeah, the
approach
fr-
that.
Exactly. Yeah, the freedoms are not exactly
I'm
being
just hoping
expanded upon.
in the Britain land.
Yeah.
But it
I
did
mean,
start
in
out
the
with-
Britain land, they did Brexit 2 years after that.
Fair.
I did start out with like the history of the queening still like.
The Queenie still sounds
seriously.
amazing. It sounds like I want one.
So sounds like I want one.
There you go.
I like to watch sport with. You don't have to get up to go to the toilet.
Yeah. So it was used in ancient things, but I don't know by who and by which royals were digging it and having a good time. And hey, slave over here.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be royals. You're queening her, right? You're
No,
treating
she's
her like
queening,
a queen. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what's funny?
I wonder if
Maybe-
the queen actually has one.
That's
Oh
hysterical.
no, she definitely has one.
That's hysterical. Well, I'm a big fan of The Crown.
The
You
TV
mean
show.
the TV show as opposed to the actual monarchic system
Yes.
and leaders of the
the
British?
TV show, but I think
Yeah.
I think I like the Crown, but I like the TV show. But there was the one episode before the coronation. Then he's like
Which
It's very
coronation?
subtle.
Weren't there a lot of coronations?
hers
Queen Elizabeth.
Elizabeth
Okay.
II, yeah. Before and then she's having a bit of a semi argument with Philip, her fiance, and he was getting irritated with her bossing everyone around.
Yeah, I know. He was very...
and he was like, "You and all your queening."
Oh.
And she turned around and said, "Queening." It's like, yes. And
So
they had a
now
bit
you
of a-
imagine
they had a-
that. You're like,
they had a
Go
bit-
for it, Elizabeth.
they had a
You're
bit of
dumb.
they had a bit of a smile.